breath.
It's Taoist. It's a mountain Taoism, which our teacher explains is just one branch of Taoism. There's cultural Taoism, religious Taoism, and mountain Taoism, which is different practices that are passed down through the mountains, through the hermits living the Taoist way in the mountains. And our teacher's teacher brought SunDo out of the Korean mountains in, I think, 1967, and made it into a cohesive practice that you could teach to our Western world, well, Eastern and Western world, and the entire world. And he sanctioned quite a few Korean teachers to go out and spread SunDo. So it's pretty popular, somewhat popular in Korea. And our teacher was sanctioned to come to the West. So he has a big, we have a big retreat center and SunDo, few SunDo centers throughout the United States, and then also in Europe and Eastern Europe, Western Europe, and Southeast Asia. There's a few centers that now do SunDo. It's composed of stretches, that warm-up stretches, we call them warm-up stretches, for about 10-15 minutes. And then the postures are the meat of the practice. So SunDo, if you want to compare it to Indian yoga, is like SunDo is more like breathing with postures, whereas sometimes yoga can be thought of as postures with breathing, meaning the breathing is the number one. So you don't have to stay in a certain posture. You just have to be able to breathe, which in the breathing, I'll go over a little bit, but it's just a slow, deep, relaxed breathing. It's getting back to your original breathing that we all had when we came out of the womb and didn't have stress in our lives, or for whatever reasons, sometimes don't always breathe most efficiently. So this practice is to kind of bring you back to that. And there's lots involved, but at first you basically just have a slow, deep, relaxed breathing. And there's and that section of breathing is right after the warm-ups, and it lasts about 40 minutes. There's a chant that I'll play that you'll hear during the breathing. And with that breathing is, for the first set of postures, it's 25. So I'm not sure if we'll be doing all 25 today, but I'll show you them on the screen if you're looking at the screen right now. I'm going to share my screen. Let me first put it up on my screen. This is going to be the postures of SunDo. Let me share this. Share. Wait, that's not right. I don't know what I'm sharing right now, but I don't think that's right. Hold on. Well, I did it before. I want to share my screen. Oh, stop share. Stop share. Okay, hold on one sec. I want to show you these postures. Where did it go? Sorry about this. Here it is. Share screen. There we go. So I think it's being shared. So 25 postures, and like I say, I'm going to skip a few of them. And when you do all of them, it takes about 40 minutes. So whatever you divide 40 by 25, and that's, maybe 2 minutes or less for each posture, something like that. And so it's a long time for this slow, relaxed breathing. And you can see the postures aren't like super difficult, but like I say, it doesn't matter if you're in the perfect posture, you just want to be able to breathe and get the breathing. And a lot of times when people first learn, you don't even have to stand up and do the postures. You can just lie down. If you feel like, wow, this breathing's really amazing and I would just like to stick with it, you can do that for the entire 30-40 minutes that we're going to be doing it. Just continue to lie on the ground or stand up and try the breathing. But if you feel like you were breathing much better when you were lying down, which is usually the case, you can go ahead and lie back down. Eventually you can stand in different postures and kind of maintain that deep, relaxed breathing. So I'm going to stop the share. And then I'll talk just a minute about the breathing. There's a few aspects of it that are important. It's rhythmic, so that the inhale is the same as the exhale. And it's about 5 seconds, inhale, 5 seconds, exhale. And you'll hear that, or eventually you'd hear it on the chant that I'll be playing. But really, if you can't really hear it on the chant, just try to do a slow inhale. And it's actually 4 counts that are a little over a second each. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, exhale. And you'll hear that. And but the key is just to be breathing. And if it's not exact, it doesn't have to be, but try to keep it the same amount of the inhale, same amount as exhale. Also, it's nose breathing. It's nose breathing for the inhale and the exhale, unless of course you have a cold or if it's too much for you, but generally rhythmic nasal breathing. And also another component is it's quiet. So a lot of prana, breathing techniques are or a slow, and really, if you can, it's a slow breathing. So for some of you that don't think about it, I took singing lessons for a long time before I really realized that when you inhale, the diaphragm lowers. So, and then when you exhale, it kind of goes back into its original shape, which is higher. And so inhale, your lungs, you want to fill your lungs in all of these expanses, which are lower, which often don't get filled. And there's been a lot of studies done about how great it is to fill those areas of the lungs that you don't often fill. So quiet, but yet filling, so that your upper chest isn't really moving as much. If ideally it would just be your lower belly would be expanding on the inhale because your diaphragm's lowering and all of your organs are needing to be pushed out. And so your belly expands. And then the exhale, you just let it go. So those are the components. Don't stress too much. It's really just a deep, slow, relaxed breathing. And then after these postures, the warm downs take about 10 minutes. There's a few what we call internal organ exercises, which are like a qigong or tai chi, to move the energy around after we've cultivated it with our breathing. And then after that is a few calisthenics, and then we'll be done. So I think we're just going to start. There's just a tiny ritual at the beginning so I'll say these 5 precepts. We're going to start standing. So, and hopefully everyone should have it's best if you don't have buttons or zippers, because we are kind of rocking and moving around a little bit. I'll show you one more picture before we start, since I figured it out. There's a cool picture of the breathing, and you don't have to think about this spiral too much, but there's a spiral that goes with the breathing. Let me see what happened to it. I think it's, here it is. I'm going to share this. If I can. Share screen. This is, you can, if you want, you can feel energy coming down from, they call the heaven, through your head, and then it spirals. And this is all in the inhale, what you're seeing in this picture, and it also comes up through your perineum around your coccyx and spirals down. And this is all, you can visualize this on the inhale. But for tonight, I would just focus on the slow, relaxed breathing into your lower belly. But if you want to kind of think of that on the inhale, and the exhale, you just let your mind go. And you can see that spiral, it ends right in what the Koreans call the Tanjan. In Chinese, it's called the Dantian. It's about rough equivalent of the sacral chakra. And that's where you want to keep your mind during the breathing. You can be aware of your diaphragm expanding, but really you want to focus on that energy center. It's kind of like a size of a marble ball of light. And that'll help you kind of focus your mind and stay in your body, in your center. And I think that's all I'll share, and we'll go ahead and start. So why don't you stand up? Hopefully you have a yoga mat. Okay. And I'll be adjusting my screen so you can see me, hopefully. So I'll just repeat these 5 precepts. Right mind, right seeing, right awakening, right path, right behavior. So we're gonna twist. There's a lot of twisting in SunDo. So just arms relaxed, swinging back and forth. These are super good stretches, very comprehensive, very safe. And then we're gonna stretch down. And then lifting all the way up, making fists with your arms and stretching back. Inhale. We do inhales when we're kind of in the stretch, which sometimes might be different. So do that a couple of times. Inhale. And then release. Okay, so we're gonna do some of these stretches sitting down. And feet out in front of you. And in SunDo, instead of being on the palms, if you can be on your fingertips, it kind of helps move the energy. You have lots of energy in your fingertips and can strengthen your hands too, if that's comfortable enough, but only do things if it doesn't hurt. You can always modify. In SunDo, you modify on your own. It's pretty easy. So we circle your feet, which I don't know if you can see, but big circles with your feet. And you get as much out of it as you put into it. So, if you're doing a 50% stretch, you'll get 50%. If you put 80%, you don't need to do 100%, but really go to those limits of the stretch and you'll get a lot more out of it. And we're gonna wake up the legs. Inside and out, and lower back and kidneys. Hands clasped behind the head, stretching forward. And then on the inhale, sitting up, twist left. Elbows go to the left and then release back to center. And we're gonna go the other way, stretch forward. And sitting up, twist right. And release. Then we'll do a few stretches. We're gonna put our left ankle on your right leg, and we're going to stretch out the feet and ankles back and forth, and then circles. If it doesn't hurt or feel uncomfortable, you can really go to the limit of these stretches, and then both ways. We also deal with the meridians, in like the acupressure meridians in SunDo. So there's one that's about 4 finger lengths in from the ankle bone, tucked under the shin bone. It's where 3 meridians meet, so it's a little more sensitive. And on the inhale, you press in with your thumbs. You can do that a couple times and exhale. None of these need to be exact. When you're learning them, you're really just generally doing it. You don't need to get it down specifically, but eventually there's a point there, that's more sensitive. And then that meridian that starts right tucked under the shin at the knee, coming all the way down the shin, every inch or so, you press in by the shin bone and down, pressing, massaging all the way to your feet and toes. And then there's one even further in towards the calf. Another meridians are just lines of energy, and there's points along them, I guess, that are sensitive and can help with the energy flow in your body if you help stimulate them and give them attention. Okay, so bringing the foot further in your inner thigh, we're going to stretch forward. Put your left hand on the left knee for stabilization. And then kind of a twist to the left and leaning down to the left. So you're getting really good twists in and stretches of the back and hips even. And then both hands, if you can't reach your feet, of course, just towards your legs, your foot, and shake that foot if you can reach it, and then back on the fingertips if it's comfortable enough, twisting left, really good twist to the left and right, and then lifting up, and then slowly back down. And then we put the left foot by the right knee, right elbow by left knee, keeping your spine straight, sitting up, twist left. Sorry about that. And then we're going to do everything else on the other foot. So bringing your right foot to the left knee. Hold on a sec. So same thing. So stretching out the foot and toes, ankles, or ankle. And circle. Circle both ways. Oh yeah, we can also holding on to the left ankle with the left, or the right ankle with the left hand, making a fist with your right hand. I didn't do this on the other side, but there's kidney 1 point is a big acupressure point in SunDo, right on the ball of the foot. Hit that a few times. And then we have that pressure point, 4 finger lengths in from the ankle bone, tucked under the shin bone. On the inhale, pressing in with your thumbs. Do that a few times. And then starting at by the knee tucked under the shin, every inch or so pressing, massaging the foot. And then further in towards the calf. Then bringing your right foot further in, if that's comfortable, tucked into your inner thigh and stretch forward. Into the right, forward, and both hands forward, big stretch. Shaking out your leg and toes. And then back onto your fingertips, twisting left and right. And like I say, this is all ideal. You don't want to do anything that hurts. Just modify whatever creative way. And lifting and slowly back down. Right foot by left knee. Left elbow by right knee, sitting up, straight spine, twist right, looking all the way over. And this is all in the inhale, and you release it. Exhale, do it a couple times. Okay, and then feet wide apart. Waking up the legs again, inner thigh, inner legs, outer legs. Back. You can use fists if you want, gently. Waking up arms and hands even. And when you're ready, we're going to twist to the left on your fingertips. Spine, feel your whole spine twisting all the way from the coccyx. It's like you have a rag you're trying to wring out. That's like your spine. And then do the other way to the right. And release back to center. And if you have a cushy enough ground and you don't have back stuff, we're gonna do a few rocks back all the way. If it's comfortable for you, you want to definitely have a yoga mat and hopefully some carpet. And then next time after you've done that, you put your knees to the, or feet to the left, knees to the right, hands clasped behind the head. And twist left and sitting up. And again, left and twist. And release. Okay, and then we're gonna switch legs. Hands clasped behind the head. Down. And twist. And again. And twist. And release. And we're going to do neck exercises. So hands on your hips. And in SunDo also, you don't have to do this, but you want to be stable. That's why we put your hands on your hips, and you can be standing if you don't want to be on your knees. But if you can, we also tuck our toes. And it's not going to hurt you, even if it hurts. But if you can modify however you want, or be like this, or just be standing, but toes are tucked ideally. And for our head and neck exercises, it's just basic, looking up and down, really good stretch, feeling yourself go to the limit, up and down, and then left and right. And left ear left and to the right. And then the last one is circling your head all the way around. And the other way. I'd like to do one more before we lie down and get ready for the breathing. This one's really great for all of your muscles around your shoulders and front and back around there. So your palms together, it's easy to remember too. First, you put your palms together, your arms are straight, and you just come back a few times. And if you want to even turn your hands out, then it gives you an even bigger stretch. And then you can do palms out. So they were palms together, and the same thing, you can tuck your hand back and palms down. So each one gives a little bit different stretch to the areas on your arms and back. And then when you put your hands on your shoulders, you can do big circles. And it keeps, putting your hands on your shoulders keeps it very stable, so you don't have to worry about pulling anything out of it unless you have issues that you need to modify. So yeah, big circles both ways. And I lied back stretch. It's a great one. So hands just resting on the back. And on the inhale is when you lean back just as far as is good for you. And exhale back to center. So you're just giving yourself a little support by holding your back. And then on the inhale, try it again. And exhale back to center. Okay, so there's a few more, but we won't do every single one of them tonight. But it's a sequence that you can easily do on your own once you learn SunDo. We're gonna go down, lie down for anyone. I think someone's new. This next part, we're gonna do some postures that involve breathing for the next half hour. So go ahead and lie down. I'll start this CD. Well, it's on my computer. So just lie back, arms out to the sides, legs, and just do some normal, deep, relaxed breathing.
Zoom or Teams thing and go, why can't I hear anybody?
And I'll walk you through. I'll walk you through the breathing. So you can just lie down and relax for a minute. You'll hear there's a little change in the tape after 2 or 3 minutes where it'll say, okay, now we're going to get ready to do SunDo, and then I'll have you stand if you would like. But like I said, you can continue to just lie there and learn the breathing for the first time just lying down. It's a lot easier lying down to actually make it slow, relaxed, and in your lower abdomen. And just to repeat, it's nasal breathing, very rhythmic, slow, 5-count inhale, 5-count exhale. And your mind is focused right below the navel, about 2 inches below the navel. And halfway in is that energy center. And you want to keep your mind there on the inhale and then just let your mind go on the exhale. So really focus on that area, receiving energy on every inhale.
우주 만유가 현실을 유지하는 것은 중기의 운용이니 중기는 의망이 합질한 중심 원리이니 유도의 윤집 골중과 선도의 포일 수중과 불도의 중도가 모두 중을 집수한다. 의명이 변화하며 수화가 승강하며 기열이 순환하는 것이 모두 중앙 50도의 중기 단합력에 의한 것이니 인체의 중은 비장과 위가 토니 중기는 실로 중대한 생리며 일신의 음양은 단합하면 생존하고 분리하면 사망하는 것이니 중기는 유음유양의 진실성이요 리음 조양의 조절성이요 유무 변화의 대사성이니 하단전에서 생동의 힘이 간으로 나와 생신한 기혈이 되어 내 몸을 보양하는 것이므로 중기단법의 50호 동작의 단법을 수도 초공을 삼고 천의 신공과 지의 덕기와 오기의 기운이 합성하여 만물이 화생하는 것이니 건곤기는 만물 화생의 조종적 근원이 되는 것이며 오인 생명체는 정기신인적 이를 삼원예라 하고 건은 천원 고는 지원이며 오인은 인원이니 건곤지 중에 소장되어 있는 것이 인원인고로 수도에는 건곤단법을 제2의 행공을 삼고 천의 오운과 지의 육기작용으로 일어나는 육지는 수와 합질력 이긴 적이 수와 합질력은 인신의 원기요 체온이 되는 거로 천도의 365도와 오인의 365 골절이 유함으로 원기단법을 우주적 입장에서 오인이 행공하여야 하는 고행인 것이니 지금으로부터 고요한 적경에서 일신일신법의 정법 건의 갑법.
So everyone can stand or keep lying down if you'd like. I'll tell you when we're going to change postures because your eyes are supposed to be closed. Once you see me doing it, you can go ahead and close your eyes. The first one is your hands are at heart center. Arms and upper body always relaxed. And you're just breathing, keeping your lower body grounded. Your feet are hip distance. They're not out. They're always forward or it's tiny bit inward. Keep that energy contained. So you can hear, inhale, breathe, 4, exhale, let it go. Let your mind go. Inhale, feel your diaphragm lowering, belly expanding, and exhale. You can even feel your back, your lower back expanding.
일신법의 좌법
Chest remains pretty still.
불법
Quiet breathing. So every breath gives all of your organs a massage.
일신법의 일법
Your thumbs are by your navel, hands in a diamond. If you feel like you need more grounding into the earth, you can tuck your toes a little on the inhale, just a tiny bit. Keep that focus on your tangential center.
일신법의 축법
Feel your lungs filling up. It pushes your diaphragm down. And exhale back. Keep that breathing into all those areas of the lungs that don't get filled up.
정법
press in gently with one hand on the inhale, and then just release it on the exhale. Very gently. So right hand, just gently press in on the belly. Inhale and exhale, release. So you can feel the resistance.
일신일신법의 동법
Bending over, you try to keep your spine straight. Your arms are just hanging relaxed. Your chin is up. Keep that mind focus on your lower
정신법의 합법
inhale, not only do you feel the belly expand, but your back, just that whole area just feels expansive. Next one, your standing feet still hip distance. Your hands are gently resting on your back, not pressing, just resting. And you kind of just, your tantrum is just jutted out just a tiny bit.
정신법의 신법
Next one, feet still hip distance. You kind of put all your weight on one leg just slightly. Inhale and back to center, exhale. So other side, inhale. And exhale. Weight goes on the one leg, keep legs
정신법의 낙법
going to do some sitting postures. So go ahead and sit down cross-legged or half lotus or full lotus, whatever you're comfortable with. The first one is just sitting with your hands tucked under your armpits, arms relaxed. Your spine is straight, but the main thing is just that you breathe. And I would be checking your breathing if it's for a person. So check in with your own breathing. Just kind of pretend you're putting your hands on your abdomen and on your other hand on your back. And just feeling that rhythm, relaxation.
정신법의 역법
Next one, hands clasped behind the head, gently resting on the neck. Not pressing, just sitting there. Just enough for balance.
정신법의 동법
So the next one, feet out in front of you, and your arms are straight towards your feet. You can be resting on your shins or touching your toes. Your eyes are still always closed.
해심법의 합법
Next one, fingertips, if you're comfortable. They're not pressing, they're just gently resting behind you for balance. Spine straight. It helps to move your toes either in towards your knee and inhale or curl them a little and inhale. And keep center your lower part.
해진법의 신법 지지지로 올도 이루을정해 축법 올도 이루을정해 증악돈 지지지로 올도 이루을정해 증악돈 지지지로 올도 이루을정해 해신법의 낙법 지지지로 올도 이루을정해 인법 증악돈 지지지로 올도 이루을정해
For a little further out, tuck under your knees.
증악돈 지지지로 올도 이루을정해 해신법의 역법 지지지로 올도 이루을정해 묘법 지지지로 올도
Further out, keep resting on your shins or towards your feet. Keep your spine straight.
지지지로 올도 이루을정해 증악돈 지지지로 올도 이루을정해 해신법의 동법
Putting your right hand, thumb on the navel, and left hand on fingertips, twist to the left, and your head. If you were having your eyes open, they'd be facing your left hand, but your eyes are closed. With a little bit of a twist. Breathing
증악돈 지지지로 규심법의 전법 치지치러 올도 이루 헐청의 사법 치지치러
When you twist your spine, you can, it's like you feel it all the way from your pelvis and your coccyx.
규심법의 후법 치지치러 올도 이루
Next one, on the inhale, your hands are by your knees and you slide them on the inhale towards your feet. And the exhale back to center, or a little past center. Inhale, just slowly slide them forward, keeping your spine straight, and exhale back to center. Tiny bit faster.
규심법의 조합법
You can modify. You can sit or you can not be sitting on your toes, but like I said earlier, your toes are tucked, you're sitting. And my American teacher had said, you sit like this until you feel like your toes are going to fall off. So it's not going to hurt your toes to have them tucked. It's really good for creating flexibility in your feet. So that's how your feet are, and your arms are just by your sides. You're just breathing. Finding balance and breath. And if that's uncomfortable at any point, you just modify, just move into a pose that helps you to breathe. That's most
important. 규심법의 후법 치지치러 올도 이루
Next one.
신법
Pose, your feet are together, hands gently resting on your knees. And your chin is a little bit down. You don't have to stick your chin out, just let it relax.
유신법의 동법 Feet are together, your arms are clasping, your hands are clasping your 동신법의 상법 last posture we'll do is just sitting cross-legged or half lotus or lotus, and your hands are just cupping. 동신법의 화법
So for this last posture, we're still going to be breathing for another minute or so. And then we'll try to just natural breathing. But try to keep it slow. Let all the air out on the exhale. So keep your breathing. We're just going to sit here for another minute. Find a little bit more natural breathing. stretch. So, and if you can, every once in a while look at me if I'm not explaining it verbally well. So, and usually when the left leg is being stretched down, the left arm, so you can feel it throughout your whole side. Big stretch. And feet super wide apart, as wide as you can make it if you have room. And you're gonna tuck your arms, or your hands are tucked behind your neck, and you twist all the way over your head. Your face can go into your armpit, and your right elbow touching ideally, and then back. Keep your feet wide apart. We're going to go to the other side. Bring your right elbow way up so you can tuck your face into your armpit. And this is really good for the entire pelvis and back, and upper back, lower back. And now we've cultivated some energy with the breathing. Try to create heat with your hands, palms, and then gently pressing eyes. Breathe deep. And again, heat and gently press. Nice slow deep breaths. Massage head, face, neck, and shoulders. You can do acupressure to the head with your fingers. Whatever area needs it. You have lymph, lots of lymph in by your ears and neck, jaw. Just give yourself a good massage. And then left hand on the right shoulder, we're gonna, without hitting anything, you straighten your right arm, big circles with the right arm. We're gonna go both ways. So once you've gone one way in the biggest circles that are available to you with your body and your space, and both ways. And right hand on left shoulder, same thing with the left arm. Nice big circles. Big wide circles both ways. Slow. And if you have a soft enough surface, you kind of are waking up by alternating arms back and forth. And then when you go side to side, your palms go down, face down. And after you feel like you've woken up your limbs, you're going to shake them out. Shaking out hands and feet above you. And then keeping your knees tucked to your stomach, your arms go out to the sides, knees go to the left, looking right. And left. So your knees go to the right, head goes to the left. You can do that a few times, a couple times on each side. So knees left to the left, knees to the right. And back to center. And next, we put your feet together. This kind of is abdominal, a little bit of abdominal work, but keep your feet and legs together straight, circle a few times. One way and then the other way. And slowly release. And breathe. The next one is stretching out the left leg. So you can bend it and straighten it a few times. You can flex your foot to give your foot and circle your ankle. And pull your leg further back. That gives it a better stretch. And then slowly back down. I like to massage my leg and around my hip when I bring it down, and then we're going to do the same thing to the other leg. So other leg up, stretch. Feet, ankles, leg, and slowly come back down. And now your feet come up to your buttocks and your arms are out to the side. You're lifting your hips and going left and right and up. So kind of a figure 8 with your hips. As wide, as big of an 8, circle 8 as you. This feels good. This can go all the way into your entire back. You can feel it up to your upper back sometimes. Certainly in your hips, and then slowly back down. And breathe. So, and like I said, if any of this is too much, don't do it, but we're gonna go into shoulder standing. So you bring your feet behind your head, first off, your arms are in front of you with your palms down. Then put your palms on your back, because that's gonna support you for when you lift up your legs. And we kind of do back and forth. Slowly, just to whatever level or length you want, then back and forth, side to side. And then bicycle. And if you're not totally up on your elbows, that's okay. Just kind of modify. Eventually you'll be able to do it. It's kind of a matter of balancing in a way. And then bring your feet, when you're ready, bring your feet back behind your head again and slowly come back down. And then one more before we turn over. Feet by your buttocks again, fingertips by your shoulders. We're going to lift up on the inhale into a bridge. So however high, just a tiny bit, or you can go all the way up. Inhale and hold that. And then whenever you're ready, you can come back down, and we're going to turn over onto your stomach and do a few of these warm down stretches. I will move this, kind of tapping out fingers and toes at this point. Okay, so up onto your fingertips, twisting left and right. You can look both ways and then look up and slowly come back down. And next one, right arm above the head, left holding onto the right foot. So alternate arm and foot. And if you have enough cushion and no buttons and zippers, you can rock back and forth. Good big rocks, what works for you. And then other side. So grabbing the other foot with the other hand, other arm out, and rock. And slowly come back down. You can keep your chin on the ground if you want, or just lie down with one of your cheeks. And we're waking up, or we're giving our lower back and kidneys a little massage, tapping with fists. And then feet wide apart. Again, really wide as you can. And then right arm in front of you, left out to the side. Your gaze follows the palm of your left hand, and you can bring that left hand all the way to the ground if it can go there. And then coming back to center, now your left arm above the head, and then right out to the side. And swing your right arm all the way over if there's room. There's not for me. And then back. And again, tapping out. Feel the energy moving around your fingers, fingertips and toes. Okay, so the last couple are, this just kind of also gets everything moving. You're kind of hopping, we're on your fingertips as you can see, and you're kind of hopping on each foot a few times, alternating feet. And then this last cat stretch. So you're on your knees and you come forward a few times. You don't have to be on your fingertips, but eventually it's not that hard. Okay, so coming up to standing, we're gonna circle your hips. Kind of circle both ways. Inhale. Do a few inhales and exhales. Inhale. Come up onto your toes if you want for the inhale. So you can do a few of those. And then we still have a few minutes left. So I'll teach you these internal organ exercises. Well, first, to kind of keep I think if you want to do a few kicks on one, it's good to do a few calisthenics after SunDo. You're supposed to, maybe walk a little bit afterwards, get outside, but do a few kicks on both feet. Often we'll do 10 or 20. Hopping, jogging. Okay, so for the internal organ exercises, they're not as easy to learn the first time. I mean, you can spend years kind of learning the subtle nuances of them. They're like Qigong and Tai Chi in that regard. But there's 5, they go through the 5 elements, and there's 2 for each element. So there's 10, and they're pretty quick. They take about 5 or 6 minutes. So I'll just go through them, and so you can mirror me. Maybe I'll face this way, but they're the 5 elements are an ancient system that these postures are also based off of. And so you don't need to know the names of them, but I'll just go through them. The first 2 are water signs. So we take a few breaths, and these are just to get they stimulate the different meridians and get that energy flowing. So the first 2 are associated with water, and we bring our energy in by we cross your hands over. So on the inhale, so the first 2 are water, and you bring your left leg forward. Here, sorry. And don't worry, just do like slow qigong movements. It'll get your meridians moving. So you kind of pull back, push down. Your left leg is bent forward. So that's kidneys. And then in between each one, you just take a couple of breaths. Slow, deep breaths. So the first water one was kidneys. Second water one is urinary bladder. First bringing energy together. And you do all that on the inhale. So this is all done on the inhale. Push down, pull down, and then coming back to center, exhale. So ideally when you learn them, after you bring in the energy, it's all on the inhale. So the next 2 are fire. This one's heart. So you kind of push everything out and then pull back, straightening out your left leg. And this is, you're inhaling, bringing that energy in. You're always centering because it's from the martial arts. And a couple of breaths. So the other fire one is small intestine. So we just go the opposite way. We push to the right and then pull back, straightening out the right leg. Kind of feeling your center. You know, if this were martial arts, you'd have to be in a position where you could be very stable for your opponent. So a few more breaths. So those two were fire. The next two are wood. We have liver. And these you go down onto your knees, but if you don't want to go all the way down, you can just come forward a little bit, or just come all the way down and you swing your arms, big circles, push down, pull up. This one's liver. So your hands are kind of holding a sack of potatoes. And slowly back, a few breaths. Inhale, exhale. Next wood one, inhale and hold. This is gallbladder. This time other knee and push down, pull up. And then coming back. Inhale, exhale, inhale. And the fourth element is metal. So lungs are associated with metal, and your left leg is straight, you're pushing down. Don't go so far down as anything hurts, but keep your spine straight ideally. You're kind of pushing your hands towards your left foot and then coming back on the exhale, a few breaths. And other side. This is large intestine, pushing down towards your right foot. And release. And the final one is the earth postures, which are spleen and stomach. So inhale, bring the energy in, and your right hand is on your neck. Left goes down to the ground, and you swing it following the palm. So your spine is still kind of straight. You're looking up at your palm, and then you can bring that back down and come back up. And, you know, even within a few classes, you could learn these pretty well. And the next one, the other side, so left hand on the neck and swinging the right arm up. And releasing, come back down and up. And if you want to learn a headstand, or if you know how to do a headstand, we do a headstand at the end. The way to learn it, a good way to start learning it is you can just go ahead and do it if you know how. It doesn't matter really exactly, but the way that we do it is fingertips, but all your weight will be on your head anyway. So, and you can just start off with putting your head on the ground with your hands right next to your head. And then slowly you could straighten out your legs. You could bring your feet in a little further. Some people, say to put your knees on your elbows, but I think really you do have to strengthen your core to eventually get up to a headstand. And it just takes a little finagling and balance and trust. So that is all. It's at the end we kind of just bow to each other. In Korean, there's the phrase we sometimes use is sugohashat samnida, which means thanks for working hard. And I really appreciate you all. Thanks. Thanks for coming. Yeah, have a great night.